Welcome to Monday Chill. It's going to be a really nice, stretchy class. Holding poses a little bit longer, not too much, but just getting into comfortable poses. So let's start by grounding as normal, just getting the seat bones to start sinking in to the floor. Just allowing yourself to slowly start bringing yourself into the space, into that mat, that space around you. And then just start connecting to the yogic breath so you understand the yogic breath now. Slowly just working through. Get that breath deeper. On the inhale, and slower on the exhale. Whenever you're ready, whenever you feel that energy just slowing down, just move into the next breathing exercise, which is Nadi Shodhana. But don't rush into it. Just let yourself feel that energy. Just want to be just that little bit calmer, a little bit slower. And then move into Nadi Shodhana. Nostril breathing. And the same when you want to come out of that, come out when you're ready. Just try and flow with how you're feeling and how the body feels and how your mind is. Just start feeling that energy just slowing down around you. And when you're ready, just releasing that breath and coming into box breath. So 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, and 4 seconds hold, and continue around that box, that square. Just work into the most relaxed you can be. Just try and make this the most relaxed class you've ever had. Just turn it into that. There's no poses that's going to challenge you a great deal. Once you're ready, just start moving back into the yogic breath and just getting prepared. Start moving the body into different shapes. And then again, when you're ready, you don't have to do it straight away. Just we're going to move into cat-cow for a minute and a half. So just when you feel ready to go into cat-cow, just move yourself into that. Just slowly start feeling the body once you're there. taking your time with each movement. You might want to just get a little bit deeper into each pose. Start squeezing the glutes a little bit more. Bring the belly back into the spine a little bit more. Chin away from the chest. When you're bringing your chin away from the chest, try not to squeeze that neck in. Just keep releasing that the crown of the head upwards. Just about 30 seconds to go. And when you're ready, just come back into a neutral position and slowly bring yourself into a seated position. Just grabbing your strap or whatever you use for a strap. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do Baddha Konasana. We're going to do the forward fold and then back, but using the strap if you can. So first of all, what I want you to do is get the block however you want it. If you want to come high up and do it into supported fish, you can do that. Just get it ready. You don't have to come up that high this early. You can just place it down there or just put a cushion there. You just want your sternum up nice and high. That's it. That's all you want to do. So once you're comfortable with that, just come into Baddha Konasana. So bringing the soles of the feet together, placing the strap around. Tightening the strap up. Okay, if you want to hold the strap instead of putting it around, that's fine. If you don't want a strap, you don't have to as well. So what we're going to do first is forward fold. Okay, so just slowly coming forward. So just grabbing underneath the feet or even the hands on the floor, lengthen through the spine and just work your way forward. You don't have to come too far forward. You want to start feeling that more in the hip flexors or in the groins. And obviously the further you come forward, you're going to feel it in the lower back. Just working the body out at this point, working out what's going on, just allowing yourself to stretch and breathe. We've got 2 minutes left, so really allow yourself to just sink into the pose. You can slide the feet further forward if you want, or bring them closer to the body if you want a bit more of a challenge. This pose is all about allowing yourself to open up. Okay, so you want to feel the hip flexors just moving, stretching, opening. Just under a minute, about a minute to go. Bring that again, just bring that focus back to the breath. Mind will definitely wander. Let's just bring that focus back to that deep inhale, long, slow exhale. And just the last 10 seconds. Slowly coming up, and we're going to move into the reclining version. Just allow yourself to come back. You're going to get a completely different stretch here, obviously. I'm just having the block down nice and low. I don't want it up too high just now. Just allow yourself to sink into the pose. 2.5 minutes here. About 3 minutes in this one. So this pose is all about just getting that chest open, so bringing those shoulder blades towards each other. Chin away from the chest as much as you can, without squashing the neck. And just allow the legs to, the knees to drop away. Be as relaxed as possible. And just do nothing. Just allow the body to shape. And all your job is to focus on the breath. Still got 1:30 to go. Last minute. Should be nice and open now. It's just the last 20 seconds. And then just slowly coming out of the pose. So unstrapping yourself, removing the block or the cushion or whatever you have. Strap nice and handy, and then just come into Shavasana. It feels really good after that. Just completely let go. Beautiful. So now we're going to come into hammock pose. So we're going to do the 3 today. So hammock, come outwards and across. Okay, so hammock is the longest part of the pose. So just getting the strap around the right foot, placing around the back of the head. And I think 2 minutes for hammock and then 1 minute either side. So just get yourself set up, either pulling on the strap or having it around the back of the head. Or if you don't even want a strap, you can grab the big toe and come into it that way. Work towards straightening the knee as much as you can without forcing it. You get shoulder blades on the ground. Just allow that opening strength. I know there's a few people that have done MetaFit lately and you'll need this a lot. A minute to go. Last 30 seconds in hammock pose. And when you're ready, we're going to just release the strap from around the head you've got there, grabbing the strap with the right hand as high as you can go with that, the grab, and then coming outwards. So bring the body, bring the leg outwards. This is just a minute either side. Yeah. So coming out, and just let the leg drop as far as it can go. And then you want to work the shoulder blades and the left hip back onto the floor. Doesn't matter if that right leg rises a bit. And then pulling the toes, the foot upwards as high as you can go without bending the knee if you can. Just getting that nice stretch through the hip flexors. Last 20 seconds. And then slowly working your way up, switching to the other side. So coming across the body, so not switching legs, across the body. Oh, that one hurts. Feel the stretch of the hip. That's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get that bit of a twist to the spine. So we want the shoulder blades on the ground as you bring that leg across. You can bring your right arm in line, the right hand in line with the shoulder. You can look out that way if you want a complete twist of the spine. Just try and push that heel away from you and bring the toe towards the shins. You get that bit of a deeper stretch right down to the Achilles. And then slowly working your way up. This time I'm going to switch legs. And come into hammock on the left-hand side, or the opposite side. Get yourself comfortable in the hammock. And 2 minutes. Just allow yourself to relax. Ready to go. So remove that breath. I haven't mentioned that for a while, so just go back to the breath. Start breathing, particularly when you find your mind just really wandering off. Just try and focus on the breath for as long as you can until it wanders again. Just keep bringing it back. And ready. Slowly release. Bring that left leg away from the body. So grab the strap with the left hand, or if you've got your big toe, you can go that way. Just come out, drop that leg down as far as you can go. Then work the shoulder, the right shoulder and the right hip back to the ground. Hold in position. Some breath. Last 20 seconds here. And when you're ready, slowly coming up, just switching to the other side. So bringing the leg across the body. Switch the hand to the other side. Bring that leg across. Work the shoulder blades back on the floor, left hand in line with the shoulder. And if you can look out to the left, you can do that. Just be comfortable where you are. Last 30 seconds here. It's just a real slow opening of the hip area, the hip flexors that we pretty much worked on. The whole 25 minutes or so that we've been here, it's just working on those hip flexors. And when you're ready, slowly come up. And then a bit of a break, so just release the strap and just come into Shavasana. Just completely relax, about 45 seconds of just relaxation. Be as still as you can mentally and physically. And when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze. Different move here at the moment. So we're bringing the knees in, squeezing, and then slowly roll up. So we're going to come into Dragonfly here. I want you to get as comfortable as possible because we're going to be in this for 3 minutes. And I'm going to use the bolster today. So come out as wide as you can go. And get yourself set up. You'll pretty much know how to do this pose now. And just make sure that you're allowing yourself, you've got 3 minutes, so it's a fair bit of time in this pose. So lengthen through the spine and then just slowly come forward. And just allow yourself to slowly work your way down, don't rush. Just allow your body just to take its time to get down there. And just focus on slowly creeping forward in this pose, so slowly allowing yourself to get deeper. Doesn't matter if it's just a millimeter. breathe. This is an important pose to slow that breath right down. It's a forward fold, so it's a nice calming pose. Make the breath slow as possible. Everything slow. Start moving the block and the bolster and whatever you've got under your hands underneath you. Slowly come a bit deeper. You don't have to, you might be comfortable just where you are. Just there. Got a minute and a half to go, so still a fair bit of time. We're starting to get into the spine a little bit more now, but we're still working those hip flexors. Okay, so the hip flexors are one of the main focuses of today's class. Just releasing through that area. Last 45 seconds. And slowly, shanti, coming up. Once you come up, just bring the legs in towards each other, a bit of a shake. And then come into a few windshield wipers. We'll move straight into a back bend from here. So we're going to come into supported bridge. You can do supported or full bridge, whichever one you like. I'm going to do supported. We're in it for 3 minutes again, so it's a really nice pose to relax in. And if you feel like lifting a little bit higher, you can do that. But you just need to block there or something underneath your lower back. Have the hips up nice and high, shoulder blades together, chin to chest. You want to come up higher, you come into bridge or just build yourself up higher like I'm going to. So you've got 3 minutes from now. Just enjoy this opening, the lower back, the hips. Just continually focus on the breath. So we've got 1:30 to go. This one. So if you wanted to push up into bridge, you can. Plenty of time to do that. Last 45 seconds here. Last 20 seconds. And when you're ready, slowly coming out of the pose. Just be mindful that you've been it for a while, so nice deep back bend, so just slowly bring your hips down. And just relax the hips onto the floor. Stretch the legs out. If you need some windshield wipers, just make sure you do that if your body's wanting that, and then just come into relaxation. Just notice, just bring the focus now to your hips. Just feel the difference of the hips now compared to half an hour ago when you started. Just start feeling this sensation, this really nice buzzy sort of sensation, just opening up. The blood flow through there now. You're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Have a squeeze and roll up. And just help yourself up. What we're going to do from here is come onto all fours, and just come through a few cat cows. It's always nice after that forward bend of dragonfly, and then the back bend there. Just come into a few cat cows. I don't have to do too many. And from here, we're going to come into pigeon pose, and there's a few different ways you can come into it. One way is just from where you are, you can just bring that knee up behind the right wrist and stretch that left leg out. You come into it that way. I like to go into downward facing dog and have a stretch. And then bring my right leg up, knee behind the wrist. Turn the toes around to where you're comfortable. Now get comfortable in this. If you want to push it in front of you or a block, make sure you do that. Make sure the ankle's in line with the hip, left side. Lengthen, and then come forward slowly. 2 minutes, either side with this one. It's a nice deep stretch. Getting into the glutes where you're going to feel exactly where you're getting that stretch in this one. If you want to go deeper, you can just walk those toes, those left toes back towards the back of the mat. It's going to get your the opening of the hips a little bit more prominent. So just see what you feel that you need. Just allow yourself to feel a deep stretch. We've got a minute to go on this side. You're going to feel very, very groovy in the hips after this class. Open. Seconds to go. And then when you're ready, just slowly take your time up. There's still a few seconds to go, but just take your time shifting sides now. Just come into it how you feel best to come into it. You might want to drop to your knees and come into it that way. Downward dog. side's about 20 times tighter for me. Just line that ankle up with the hip. You're going to get a lot better stretch if you do that. You're not going to get injured if you don't. Just a lot better stretch. So having that nice and straight, lengthen through the spine, and then slowly, slowly work your way down. Slower you go, the better. And once you get down, it's just you and the breath. If the hip's up too high and it's uncomfortable, you can stick a block under there and just wedge it into there. And you feel a little bit more comfortable. A minute to go. Last few breaths here. And slowly working your way up. So once you come up, a bit of a stretch and then come onto your stomach. We're going to go straight into the next pose. So onto your stomach. You can have a bolster in front of you if you like. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So straight into it. Bring the feet together, elbows on the floor, forearms on the floor, arms on the floor, shoulder blades together, push the chest forward and up. Okay, so we're going to be in this for a minute and a half. But just change at any time. If you want to go into seal, you don't have to stay here for too long. You can go straight into that, or just stay in this pose here, or move in between both. If you go into seal, just make sure you squeeze those glutes slightly just to protect the lower back. You're getting deeper into the lower back and getting into the middle back as well. So wherever you are, you want to push the chest forward and up. So about 35 seconds to go. So just a bit of a heads up, you might want to swap in between. Just the last few breaths. And then straight into rest. Okay, so just relaxing crocodile pose. Legs out wide, toes out, heels in. And just relax. So from here, we're coming into Supta Vajrasana. So help yourself up. We're going to work into the quads now, which we haven't worked on. So Supta Vajrasana is where we bring the knees towards each other and sit down in between the heels. You can have a block underneath if you like. You can sit in this position, that might be enough. You can work your way back. You can have a bolster behind you to get comfortable, or a cushion, or you can come all the way back. Or if that's too much, always come into one leg. Never push yourself too far in this one. One leg, and I'll tell you when to switch sides if you do. 2.5 minutes all up. So now we're getting that opening through the front of the hips and the quads. Okay, so we're working deep in there. If you've got tight quads like I have today, you're going to feel them stretching through there. And if you're all the way back, just make sure you bring the shoulder blades together, chin to chest. You want the sternum up nice and high, and you want to bridge underneath that lower back. Okay, so you want to have that bridge there. So to do that, you bring the shoulder blades further towards the heels. If you're doing one side, just switch to the other side. Just hang in there, just breathe. About 50 seconds to go. Last 20 seconds here. And slowly working your way out of this pose. So after this pose, we need a nice Shavasana. Take your time and get yourself around into Shavasana. Just relax there. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, have a little bit of a squeeze and then roll up. So we're going to come into frog pose. So bringing your knees out nice and wide, toes out, heels in. If that's too much for you, you can turn the toes in and bring the big toes back together and push the hips back that way. I think that's called tadpole or something. And otherwise, knees out, hips back. You want to push yourself back until you can't go any further. And then slightly back off and then slowly come down. And then push back once you're down a little bit further back. This is 2 minutes 30. Okay, so it's a fair bit of time. If you need to come out at any stage, make sure you do. And just move into Shavasana. So we worked a lot of the poses to get to this pose so we can get a deeper stretch in those hip flexors. And also, if it gets too much, you can go into happy baby. That's another option. You've got 1:20 to go. It's not too long. Really work on the breath, 30 seconds to go. Last 15 seconds. It's a tough pose. So when you're ready, you can just slowly work your way out. Pushing the chest away from the floor. And then coming up with your own system to get out of the rest of the pose. And then slowly come into Shavasana. Really need to relax those hip flexors. We give them a really good going over. So just allow yourself to relax in Shavasana. So when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, have a bit of a squeeze, and then roll up to a seated position. So we're going to come into Vajrasana. So Japanese seated pose. And then from here, we're coming into eagle arms. So it's just about a minute and a half either side. I'll just get that set up. So Gurudasana, arms. So we're keeping in this position, bring the right arm underneath left, just twist like ropes, elbows, wrists. And then bring your elbows into your chest and then push your chest upwards and just hold in that position there. So we're getting a nice stretch through the shoulders, through the elbows, and through the wrists, as well as stretching the knees, ankles, just blocking some blood flow off in all those joints. Last 30 seconds on the side. When you're ready, just release the arms. You can give them a shake or just go straight back in to the other side. So it's left arm under right this time. Twist like ropes, get yourself into the position. Once you do, elbows into the chest and chest goes up towards the ceiling. So a minute to go. Last 30 seconds here. And when you're ready, just slowly, slowly release. Just staying in this position, I'm going to stretch to the front chest. So just bring the hands behind, interlace all 10 fingers, bring the shoulder blades together and push the sternum forward and up. And if you want to just stay in that position, just make sure you do. If you're comfortable there and you're getting a nice stretch, just keep pushing the chest forward and raising the hands away from the back. Okay. And if you want to go further, you can just fold forward. You can bring your head to a cushion or a block or all the way down to the floor. You can lift the arms up and over and stretch there. Okay, so just over a minute for this one. Last 20 seconds. Just keep working those shoulder blades back. Squeeze them like you've got a $100 note just placed between there. You can't drop it. It's your last $100. If you drop it, I'm getting it. Just a few breaths. And then release. Beautiful. From here, just relax those shoulders. Just roll the shoulders. Nice shoulder stretch there. We're going to come into wide-legged child's pose right from here. Okay, so just bring the knees out wide and then just come into a beautiful relaxing. The last two poses are nice, relaxed poses. So with this pose, it's just about completely relaxing. Okay, so you should be quite relaxed. So obviously, there's a few challenges. Wherever you're tight, you should be quite relaxed now. Just sink deeply into this pose. Again, this is a nice hip opener. You're still stretching through knees and ankles, so we've done a lot of stuff from the hips down. Stretching. Open. So also open the chest here and the lower back. The main part of the class has been hips, and lower back. So when we relax in this pose, time should just let it exist. It's almost like a meditation, this pose, and just completely letting go and just allowing your body to be where it needs to be. By having the forehead on the floor, you're just bringing your whole mind into relaxation, just calming everything down. About 40 seconds to go. Very slowly coming out of the pose. So from here, you're going to help yourself up Flip yourself over and come into Viparita Karani, so legs up. We've had the legs tucked under for quite some time, okay? So you're going to need to come into some sort of inversion. And you can go into shoulder stand if you like, but there's no need on a Monday. You don't have to do that. Just pick the easiest option, I always think, on a Monday. And Viparita Karani, so come into legs up the wall, which is awesome, or supported shoulder stand, which I'm in right now. So that's the block underneath the lower back. Or if you like shoulder stand and you want to do that, you can go into that as well. 2.5 minutes. And obviously, if your legs feel a bit sort of all over the place, strap around the top of your feet, the bottom of your feet, I should say, and bring the strap down, holding the legs in a nice, stable position. Bring your belly button to the spine, chin to chest, and relax there. It's a really nice way to finish. When you do come out of this pose in another 1:45, if you just have done Viparita Karani, just do some windshield wipers and then move into Shavasana. If you've done shoulder stand and plow, and just do just a quick fish pose. And then coming into Shavasana. You've just over a minute to go. Minute 14. Last 30 seconds here. You know, this pose, you can't do it enough. It's just an amazing pose. The benefits are just endless in this pose. When you're ready, slowly come out of the pose. If you've done Viparita Karani, just some windshield wipers will do. Either side, about 2 or 3. And if you've done, particularly plow, if you've gone into plow, you really want to do just a fish pose. So you just want the elbows on the floor, shoulder blades together, chest up, drop the head back. If you like doing fish, if you've done Viparita Karani, you can as well. And then slowly just come into the final pose of Shavasana. We've got a nice, relaxing, drifting type of meditation here to finish off. So if you can hang around, that's awesome. That. Just get yourself comfortable, get yourself warm. Got about 10 minutes. I'm going to do probably about an 8-minute meditation where you've done it before, but we're going to do it for a longer period of time. And that's just repeating a mantra to yourself constantly. It's a really beautiful way to meditate and allow your mind just to be completely relaxed. It's just a real simple way to meditate. So all you have to do is just relax, take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And then just release that breath. Do that again, take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. just relax and release that breath. So what I want you to do is just completely let go of time, let go of everything. Let me take care of the time. You're going to repeat a mantra to yourself. And the mantra is Ananda, Satya, Ritam. So just repeat that a few times. Ananda, Satya, Ritam. Ananda, Satya, Ritam. Ananda, Satya, Ritam. Ananda is bliss. Satya is truth. Ritam is the rhythm of the universe. Ananda, Satya, Ritam. Let's keep repeating that over and over and over. I'll remind you occasionally through the time. I'll take care of the time. Just let yourself repeat the mantra. If your mind wanders, and it will, just bring yourself slowly back to Ananda, Satya, Ritam. Satya, Ritam. Satya, Ritam. Just allow the vibrations of the words to happen. Words. Such every time. I can stop repeating the mantra now. Just let the stillness and silence sing. And take a long, slow, deep breath in. Release the breath. sending off a gratitude to someone in your life right now. Just giving yourself the praise and the thanks for allowing yourself to be here this evening. Some amazing things for your body and your mind in particular. And start wiggling the toes and the fingers and rolling to the right hand side. Take a breath on the right hand side. Yourself into Shavasana, comfortable seated pose. So just 9 minutes of beautiful meditation, so I hope you enjoyed that. I think you did because there's not much movement going on at the moment. So, I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to take you through the class. I hope you feel amazing. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Namaste. Thank you all. Have a beautiful evening. Nice to see you all chilled. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.